happy midweek. It's December 14, 2022. And before you know it, it's December 25 and the Feliz Navidad will be all over the town. And the I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. All right. 11 minutes past 3. Welcome on board. My name is Constance. All right, so let's talk. From now till 4 p.m., I'll get your thoughts and opinions on some, should I call this blame game? I think that's what it is right now. From the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, saying it's not us, it's you people. It's you people that do it. It's not we that do it. It's, yeah, you know that. So he's blaming the People's Democratic Party for the recent, for the persistent security crisis in parts of the Northeast. Of course, talking about insurgency. More like, if you guys did not allow it, we will not be where we are today. So we are here because you people refused to do what you were supposed to do. And that's why we are still tackling Boko Haram. But in any way, we have handled it to a certain level. We have brought it down. We have reduced it. Yeah. So we'll talk about that. That's finger pointing, that blame game that's coming from the Minister of Information. But hey, it's not like he woke up and decided to say PDP caused it. Someone triggered that statement. And that's the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. So over the weekend, there was a town hall meeting, and he said something about Boko Haram. He says he doesn't understand the Boko Haram phenomenon. All right, so we'll have that conversation, and then it's going to last till 4, as I said earlier. And at 4 p.m., we'll bring you the business news. After that, today's Wednesday, so yeah, we'll have conversations about how to better the Niger Delta, right? Canvas, the Niger Delta Roundtable will come up. And of course, today we'll be discussing Human Rights Day, good for business. And we'll be having Reverend Francis Asuk for that conversation. All right? So do well to join in for that one, 4 to 5 p.m. And then 5 p.m., the news updates, after which we get to talk about rape. Against women and children in a local government area in Rivers State. How come? What is happening? Now, this particular study was done in about 5 communities in that local government area. And then from what they have discovered, wife battery is there, assault, child labor, early marriage, widowhood practices, child rape. But in all of these, they discovered that rape is the most common in that area. And so let's talk about tackling this menace called rape, the prevalence of this demon. So we'll have a gender advocate in the studio for that conversation. And I do hope you also be a part of it. And I also do hope I will not have it is the girls wearing short skirts that is causing it kind of callers for that conversation. If you're that kind of person, do us a favor, just listen, right? Don't call in. Yeah. So we'll be talking about tackling the prevalence of rape cases in Rivers State. So that will be the final conversation for today, but it's going to last till 5:45 because there is an interview for 10 minutes from 5:45 till 5:55, all right? And then 6 p.m. we'll bring you the major news bulletin for today. And of course, afterwards will be open season. And then 6:45, there's another program for 10 minutes. And of course, 7 p.m., the sports crew will be here to take you on extra time. I hear there's a match today at 8 p.m. as well, so yeah. All right, so that's what's going to be happening on the show today. Remember to get on social media and join the conversation. You're welcome. Facebook is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And then Twitter is Nigeria Info PH. You can also get on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM _PH. All right, so send us WhatsApp messages. The number is 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Now, here is a reminder.
Of your PVC. Has it once again been put aside as a means of identification, or do you intend to use it?
BVAS is here in Rivers State. So for those of you who are saying election, not them, there is BVAS, all right? So we're expecting it's going to be free, fair, and credible. Yeah, keep your fingers crossed, but ensure you have your PVC and you will queue up on election day with maybe your left fingers crossed as you go to cast your ballot. All right, so get your PVC. That's basically what the message is. Okay, so let's talk. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, is blaming the PDP for the crisis, the security crisis in parts of the Northeast. The minister was reacting to statements by the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar that the federal government has not done enough to end insurgency in the north. All right. So at an event in Abuja that was yesterday to showcase the scorecard of the Federal Ministry of Power, the Minister of Information said insurgency in the Northeast started under the PDP administration, where several terrorists were controlled, where several territories were controlled by terrorists. And then he said it took stern measures by the Buhari-led administration to reduce the insurgency to the current minimal level. So let me remind you of what Atiku Abubakar said at that town hall meeting organized by Channels Television. So he said here, quote, "I still cannot understand why we should have Boko Haram. You see, I served in Borno State when it was in the Northeast as a customs officer. And I was patrolling the entire Northeast. So I am very conversant with the vegetation and with the border areas. I still cannot find a place in the Borno areas where anybody can hide and not be seen. I cannot honestly understand the Boko Haram phenomenon." End of quote. So in his reaction, the Minister of Information said the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar does not need to go far to understand what happened. So he's asking him to go discuss with the hierarchy of the party why it allowed Boko Haram to operate freely, bombing cities, motor parks, schools, and soft targets. All right. So blame games again. Is that what this is about? Has the Boko Haram insurgency reduced? Maybe it has. But there's a new one in town. It's called banditry. Oh, and somehow we stopped calling it banditry. We now call them terrorists. Yeah, they're proscribed right now. So we also have these guys taxing helpless communities, people who are still managing to feed from their farms. The bandits go there and give them an ultimatum to pay certain amounts of money, and we're not even talking thousands, we're talking millions here. And these guys are supposed to pay unless they want to be. I'm even thinking, right? To say you people. But what's up? Has insurgency ended in the north? No, it hasn't. And it's not about whether this administration or that administration did whatever. Of course, it's also very important. But then the part where government is a continuum, right? It also comes to play. And I remember vividly that one of the things that this particular administration harped on, one of the things they really championed when they were, campaigning, was the fact that they were going to end insurgency. Boko Haram will be a thing of the past. We would tell it as, this story of there used to be a time when certain things were happening in this country. But is that the case today? We still have Boko Haram insurgents, and now we have bandits, plus some other issues pertaining to security in Nigeria, and of course in the north. So more and more villages, communities are living in fear. They're barely trying to survive because they can work hard for as long as they want to work hard, make ends meet. And so these guys will now send them a warning. Well, come, gather your money to pay tax. What has the government done to ensure that this stops happening? So I remember a particular story that the people there said they paid about 400 million naira in taxes to bandits to allow them farm. I don't know how true this is, but that's what we've heard. And then another 24 million naira, that's in a Zamfara. Some Zamfara villages were supposed to pay that. Niger, Sokoto, you name them. So if Boko Haram insurgency, as like Lai Mohammed said, has been reduced to the current minimal level, how about banditry? It's still there. Terrorism is still happening in Nigeria. It has not ended. Well, we'll go on a commercial break, and when I return, I would like to get your thoughts and your opinions on this one. So we're discussing the statement by the not federal government now. Well, anyway, by the federal minister. All right, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who says PDP is the cause, is the reason Boko Haram insurgency festered for so long. And he says, if not for the stern measures the Buhari-led administration took, we would have been where we were. So he took stern measures by the Buhari-led administration to reduce the insurgency to what he calls current minimal level. So insurgency in the north, is it now at a minimal level? But beyond that, I just want to get your thoughts on what he has said, and of course on what Atiku Abubakar of the PDP said, where he said he still cannot understand why we should have Boko Haram. And he says he served there, and in all his years as a customs officer over there in the northeast, he says he still cannot find a place in Borno where anybody can hide and not be seen. All right, remember, when you're calling in, it's not a time, it's not an avenue to start calling people names. I will not take that. All right. So yeah, you have to be civil. You must be civil. All right. Thank you very much. The number to call is 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. And then send me a message via WhatsApp to 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM.
Hello, you're welcome to Hard Facts. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome on board. What's your name?
Nigeria Info.
Yes, you are on Nigeria Info. What is your name?
My name is Morgan from Mugu.
Okay, Morgan, I'm listening.
Yes, Lai Mohammed said what? He said Boko Haram, PDP government has made Boko Haram great. Now, left, we're in like administration, left. At the first, Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria. Nigeria, hey. All right, thank you.
All right, you haven't said anything, actually. Hello? All right, please do well to call back if you can. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. And then remember to head on to Facebook and drop a comment. We have a post there. We're actually live. Facebook is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Please turn off your radio sets. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mr. Zion. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go on.
I think on this particular issue of Boko Haram, Lai Mohammed, the Honorable Minister, shouldn't have responded to anybody. Because this will end Boko Haram in 3 months was one of those campaign lyrics the APC sold to Nigerians. And Nigerians felt these people have the solution to this problem, and they voted them in. Once Lai Mohammed would have responded based on what they told us in 2015, Mr. Atiku we have ended Boko Haram. Mention any state or any place you see Boko Haram operating. That is a challenge I expect him to give on Mr. Atiku Abubakar. But it's unfortunate that the comment is using to reply Atiku Abubakar is so shallow, so victimizing, so conscienceless, and it should not be accepted even by it, because that was not what they told Nigerians about Boko Haram and insecurity. They use this particular Boko Haram and insecurity to bastardize Goodluck Jonathan Ebele, who was then the sitting president. He was accused, he was molested, he was abused, all sorts of things were given to him by this same APC. And they even beat their chest, they are going to end Boko Haram. But unfortunately, the tentacle of Boko Haram are spreading so massively that we are not even told that foreigners are not even the land. Boko Haram now collect taxes from people. Boko Haram now hoist their flag. Boko Haram now even goes up to the acts of the nation. My goodness me.
All right, thank you for calling. Thank you for calling, Mr. Zion. We have George from Owerri. Hello, George.
Yeah, good evening, my sister.
You're welcome.
You see, the APC at the national have a very big work to do. Because in 2015, when we have a transition era, just as we are waiting to have it 2023, Nigerians was very eager for change. And they were able to convince them with so many things like you just read out there, how they will stop Boko Haram, how they will turn dollar, turn naira to they said so many things. And the Nigerians look at them and it's like, all these things, these are the things we are praying for. Let's just see whether it will come to there. But the disappointed Nigerians today would not want to listen or hear APC talk again. So that is a big work I have said. See, Lai Mohammed should be ready that he has a lot of work to do. Even in their campaign, those who are campaigning for this and that, it doesn't matter you have 52 states and you believe that the governors will work hard to make sure things are done in their favor.
All right, George.
But I don't think, because from what the INEC chairman is telling us and what is on ground, if all things work in righteousness, I don't think that Nigeria...
All right, thank you very much for calling, George. We're discussing something else. Duro Jaye is calling from Ajip Estate. Hi, yes, Duro Jaye.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Go on, please.
Please, I have a question for Lai Mohammed.
Okay.
I have a question for him. In 2016, who said if Jonathan wins election, he's going to make it ungovernable for him to rule Nigeria? Who said that thing?
Nobody.
Somebody said it.
Nobody.
It was, look, it was the president.
Nobody said that. We're not taking on verified stories right now. When it's time to, I don't know, we don't even have any program where we take on verified or fake stories, all right? We don't have such a program. Well, if for any reason we decide to have such a program, maybe you can call in and, share such stories, but not now. Not here. All right, Isaac is calling from Eliwolo. Hi, Mr. Isaac.
Good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm interested in this discussion because, one, the two people who are talking to us are national figures. Lai Mohammed is talking from the angle as the Minister of Information of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So much of what he has are censored pieces of information. And especially when he has said that Boko Haram has been decimated, he cannot go against his word. But Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is talking as a one-time custom officer. who has a knowledge of the environment of Borno specifically. But my problem with his action is that between the period he left the force and now, a forest may have developed in Sambisa Forest. Put it on a very simple plane. The truth is that Nigeria is burdened by insecurity. It makes no sense for us to argue who is responsible or who is not responsible. We want solution and thematic solution. That's what we want.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chima is calling from Trans-Samadi. Chima, turn off your radio set.
Yeah, good afternoon, Constant.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yes, Constant, the defense put up by the Honorable Minister of Information, I think is hypocritical. I mean, you don't put up defense based on what somebody has said concerning you. You put up bit by bit how far you demystify for understanding how far you are able to meet up the bogus campaign promise you made in 2015. You should have put it side by side. You just come out and attack people and all that. It doesn't make sense. But people voted for General Muhammad Buhari because they knew he was a general. Therefore, he was coming to tackle the issue of insecurity. But to our greatest surprise, some part of this country is still ungovernable. The place where you say people are collecting taxes, millions of naira, is ungovernable. It means that our securities are not there. So how can Lai Mohammed come up with such a defense? I think it's hypocritical. And everyone in Nigeria should not even take Lai Mohammed serious because he has said a lot of things that actually have denigrated this government. I must tell you, Constant.
Now, I don't agree with that part, though, Chima. Chima, thank you for calling, but I don't agree with the part where you're saying nobody should take the Minister of Information serious. That's your personal opinion. It's not proper. I don't think so. He has information to give Nigerians, right? He's a federal minister. And saying not to take him serious, nah. But thank you all the same. Nigerians, including the media, even the international communities, have known this outgoing federal government for blame games. There's no one sector of economy that is working since day one of PMB and his team. They will blame the living, the dead, and unborn generation. I hereby advise whoever that has a project to write on failed government not to go too far. Says Alhaji Lai Mohammed has every information. Your name is Prince Ben, and that is a message you sent. Good afternoon, Constance. In as much as I see Alhaji Lai Mohammed as someone who is always economical with the truth, I want to go along with his thoughts this time around. PDP actually failed to tackle insecurity the right way when they were in power, which led to the growth, development, and spread of the menace. But enough of the blame game, because Lai Mohammed actually promised to deal with the situation. They know what they were getting into, so why always shifting the blame? Your name is Dave. All right, we have Williams calling from Ada George. Hi, Williams.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is very interesting. And it's self-explanatory if you look at it very well. If the presidential candidate of the PDP gave his own report that from his own observation, he sees no reasons why the federal government can't quench the Boko Haram or the insurgency in the northeast, and the Minister of Information came up with that information, I think we should stop the blame and focus on the business. If he says it's on the past administration, that means there must be one or two persons who are sponsoring these people. Because an average Nigerian man can't buy an AK-47. It's not done. When you don't even have money to eat. So there are people sponsoring them. Who are those sponsoring them? Arrest them first. Let's start to prosecute those ones. Then another administration comes. Who are them? Who are those people sponsoring the Boko Haram in this administration? They should arrest them. And let's as a country, we the citizens should start to look out for mediums where we ask relevant questions and get relevant answers. Because it's very, very important. Because sometimes this presidential campaign, as well as things are going on and all that, you see some people, some youth, and some people you feel you have this high respect for, defending people that have failed woefully in their line of service. And secondly, I also want to bring to the awareness of people listening now. When you always do better when you have a past experience over a particular thing. Gone are those days now we look for leaders. We should look out for people that have good antecedents in solving a particular problem.
All right, Williams.
For instance, I'm into transportation. If I'm being called as a commissioner of transportation tomorrow in the long run in this state, and I choose to serve my people in the line of transportation, I think I will do far better than.
All right, thank you, Williams. We have Michael. He's been waiting. Michael from Eliozu. Oh, and there he went. All right, Michael, please do well to call back. Yeah, from what's his name now? Michael Williams was saying, right? I've not lost my line of thought. I'm just thinking I should have noted that down. But yeah, from the last thing he said, I actually had something else in mind. Two things, right? The last part of what he was saying about someone who, more like someone who's experienced in an angle or in an area, would do a better job. And then I'm thinking, that was the same thing. The current president, people felt, oh yeah, he's been in the military, so he understands this thing. The past administration of PDP, they didn't have the president did not have that kind of experience. So yeah, let's vote him in so that insurgency will come to an end. Well, here we are. So I don't know. All right, I've remembered what I wanted to say about, the other thing he said, something about questioning the people who want to lead us. Is this even enough? I mean, let's say someone is very good with words. They're able to convince us that they're going to do a great job. And then by the time they get on board, they're messing around. They're not doing what we were expecting them to do. I think it's accountability that we should actually be pushing for, not necessarily someone who's able to defend their manifesto in words. I don't really think so. But that also is something we should hold on to if you're able to defend your manifesto. All right, Michael is calling back. Michael from Eliozu. Hi, Michael. I don't know what's up with your line, Michael. Isaac is at OGRA. Hi, Isaac. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you for the topic you brought up. With all due respect, the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed,
Isaac, your line is breaking. You will have to call me back. Apologies. Your line is actually breaking. All right, Michael, please do well to call back. Godwin Yeda from Ada George says, if after 7 years of misrule, the communications minister is still trading blames with the PDP, then he is inadvertently telling Nigerians that this government is a misfit. What's your name? You didn't tell me your name. I'm looking at him. Okay, your name is Ebulu Michael. Ebulu Michael says, it's really unfortunate if that is what Atiku said. There has been Boko Haram from 1999. Good day, Madam Constance. I stopped taking Lai Mohammed serious since the days of his smear campaigns against the PDP and Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. I mean, the man and his APC literally lied their way to the top and are still doing that. Newton Ikire. That's your message. Benson is calling from Onelga. Hi, Benson.
Yeah, good afternoon, Constance.
Good afternoon.
Yes, the issue you are discussing on air now, I think that is Nigeria deserves what you are saying. Because I feel that what APC was campaigning against Goodluck Jonathan, all is what is happening today. There's a change. And the Boko Haram was one of their focal points that they were holding hands, telling Nigerians that Goodluck Jonathan could not fight Boko Haram. But today, Lai Mohammed is coming back to shift the blame to PDP. And it is what they promised Nigeria they are going to do, but they could not do it. Boko Haram have taken over so many local governments in the northern, Borno there, and they are unable to put them away from those local governments they have taken over. Right now, their flags are up in those places. So what are we talking about? I mean, Lai Mohammed should go back to the drawing board and ask himself questions of what he told Nigeria when they were campaigning. All the whole thing people were expecting them to do, they failed this country. So FGC should hide their face in shame instead of coming to air to talk and to, deceive people. Because everything we are seeing today is their failure. They failed Nigeria. So we...
apologies, Benson. Actually, didn't know when I clicked on that. Isaac is calling from OGRA. Hi, Isaac. Hello, Isaac.
Yes, I hear you. Good evening. Good evening.
You're welcome on board.
Yeah.
Isaac, your line is still breaking. Isaac, you will have to send me a message. Send me a message via WhatsApp. Is it raining over there? Please let me know. I know it's mostly cloudy weather right now, but is it raining over there at OGRA? Maybe that's what's affecting your line. All right, Noble from Woji says, good afternoon. Lai Mohammed and Atiku are birds of the same feather, because in 2015 both were in APC and unanimously promised Nigerians that they would sweep Boko Haram with their broom, but they both failed Nigeria. And Atiku long jumped into PDP with the same old story, and today they are blaming each other for lying to Nigerians. Come 2023. Okay. Noble, thank you for your message there. All right, William from Ada George. Have I not answered a call from William before? Hi, William.
Love your view by saying you should look at something. I love that. But competency comes when you get the right person for the job. Why I draw the principle of getting the right person from the job? Yes, let's also use as a case study now. He was a former minister. He was well trained. He is disciplined. Why he achieved success in the past, or what he was doing as he got remarkable success, was because of the things he was working with. This time around, the narrative changed because it was entitlement mentality and entitlement perception. So they now believe it's entitlement. And when you bring somebody who doesn't have it, all you keep listening and all you keep hearing is excuses. Just like you employ a lazy person to run your organization, the person who is lazy in brain, the person who is very accepting information, it gives you stress. All you'll be getting in that particular field is stress upon stress. So if you bring someone who is very efficient in carrying out his or her duties, you have less stress and you have efficient results.
Okay.
What we, the citizens, to be looking at now in this 2023 is looking at people who are voting for this office currently now. Look at their profile. Look at their past antecedents. Look at what they did. Look at how they achieved it. They start working out from this area.
All right. William, thank you. So let me get back to the WhatsApp messages. A lot of them are here. Constance, spot the difference between Nigerian Information Minister and Canadian Information Minister. Why do I have to start comparing Nigerian Information Minister with the Canadian Minister? Mr. K, explain to me why I should do that. The Canadian Minister is not even an African. So help me out here. APC is populated by Nigerians, and whatever failure perceived is not to be attributed to a nomenclature called APC. It is Nigerians. Same Nigerians in PDP and APC. APC shouldn't be blamed. Rather, corrupt Nigerians across all boards are responsible for our woes. That's a message from God's Power, Igwe. All right. Oga Joe says, I'm totally in support with what our information minister said. Nigerians are still feeling the impact of the PDP 16 years mismanagement. Also, don't know why the media kept finding faults in this government when it was the PDP that laid the foundation for the current situation. I reject the criticism of this APC-led administration, which is mostly orchestrated by 2019 election losers. I think I should check what's happening on Facebook. I've been trying to refresh. All right, while I'm still doing that, let's look at the messages here. All right, I can take one call before we go on a commercial break. Hi, Constance. Atiku and Lai Mohammed can't tell me they will tackle insecurity in Nigeria. These guys have failed me. They have nothing to offer at all. Both the PDP and APC, I don't believe them at all. Good day, my sister. Your name is Ayo Mike. And someone calls me Gabriela. Interesting. My name is Constance, actually. But you say, please, talking about ending Boko Haram, I want to ask, do we still hear of Boko Haram? At least if we can confirm the existence, then we know if they are real. Okay. So there's this report, there's this story that came up December 11. Today is December what? 14, right? So December 11, I'm seeing it in the Vanguard newspaper. The headline reads, Boko Haram in control of 2 Borno local government areas. Speaker cries out. So and then the story goes, contrary to claims that no local government area in Borno State is under the control of Boko Haram insurgents, Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Abdul Karim Lawan, has said that 2 local government areas are being controlled by the terrorists. Now, he identified the local government areas as Gwazamala and Kukawa in Borno North Senatorial District. And he appealed to the federal government and the military to dislodge the terrorists. The lawmaker who represents Gwazamala made this call while briefing newsmen on the state's 2023 budget presentation by Governor Babagana Zulum. So you have that story in the Vanguard newspaper. Boko Haram in control of 2 Borno local government areas. Speaker cries out. All right, we're going to commercial break. And of course, 4 p.m. we'll bring you the business news. Afterwards, we will have Canvas, the Niger Delta Roundtable on air. My name is Constance. Do stay tuned. It's still Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info.